12 years in that division, and they're out.
Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 3 of SEADOGS Can Fly. Last time out, we beat Whitby 2-1 at home. You watched that game live, our arch rivals, 30 minutes up the road, and we won. Since then, we've had a cracking little run of form. Look at all those green dots. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wins on the bounce, including a few cup games. Quite a lot of away victories there as well, which is really promising. Away from home, we beat Radcliffe 2-0. Really dominated the game, 15 shots, 10 of which were on target, loads of clear-cut chances. We then went on to beat Morpeth away from home as well, 3-1. Cracking goal from Hamilton to start off, and then Dawson with a wonderful free kick before we finished the full mix of goals with a header. We then beat Norwich 2-0 at home. Again, Chris Dawson getting on the score sheet and Ryan Watson. Another game where we played pretty well, but in fairness, you could argue we were a bit lucky. Norwich had 12 shots on target in that game. Before we went and beat Truro City 2-0 in the FA Cup first qualifying round, so that was one ticked off. Bamber Bridge were next up, and Hamilton scored the most spectacular finish for us to win 1-0 away from home. Before we played Atherton at home, and we won that match 3-1. Same again, Hamilton scored an amazing goal, cracking strike. Watson then had a looping finish that went in before Coulson pressed, got his reward as he scored a poacher's finish. We then had the Integro League Cup, which we won 2-0 against Brighouse. Not faffed about that in all honesty, but the next game was a great one, 4-0 against Bamber Bridge. That was away from home again. Coulson with a couple of goals, Hamilton and Ascenso, he's our centre back, but that was the second qualifying round, so we're now through to the third, which we came up against Hemel Hempstead. Before that though, we actually lost our first game of the season away from home to Ashton United, and in all honesty I was pretty pissed off. If you have a look at the stats, we had 14 shots, 6 on target, 1 clear cut chance, but it's that old formation again, the one that I hate playing against, the 4-5-1 with the wingers pushed up. That set a bit of a trend, in all honesty. Yes, we beat Hemel Hempstead, which is a great result because they're a good team. We won that one 2-1, progressing in the FA Cup, but we lost to Mickleover away from home. We were favourites for that, and I really expected victory. 24 shots, 11 on target, but more importantly, 5 clear-cut chances and the lion's share of possession. The morale was starting to drop, so we had a team meeting to try and pull that up. Didn't work, because then we came up against Grantham, and yet again, I felt like we got screwed over. Craig Westcar scored. I'm sure he used to play for Gillingham. Anyway, we'll move on from that. But we had 28 shots, only 8 were on target. Again, quite a centrally dominant tactic, and we struggled to get our shots away. But we had 3 clear-cut chances. We didn't score a single one, and we had 57% of possession. So, again, by far the better team, but couldn't take our chances. So that was 3 league losses on the bounce. The Ashton game gave Stalybridge a chance to get in within a point. And then after the Mickleover game, I believe they're level on points now, but we'll have a look at the league table in just a second. First of all, some much better news. We came up against Scarborough Athletic and we drew 3-0 away from home despite playing a weakened team. I was over the moon with that. That's the 4th qualifying round, so we got to go to a replay. At home, we almost packed the stadium out. We had more than 2,500. That's the biggest crowd we've ever had at home for any game. And we won. On penalties, bit of FA Cup magic for you to reach the first round of the FA Cup, and I believe we were the better team personally. More possession, more shots, same amount of clear-cut chances, and we had 3 penalty scorers, whereas Dover had 0. It was the easiest penalty shootout you'll ever see. So brilliant to go through, and we're going to play MK Dons away from home in the next round. That's really big for us because hopefully if they can reel in a decent attendance, I'm not sure what capacity their stadium is, it's 30,000, wow. We could get some money from that, and that's going to really help the bank budget. Today, you're going to be watching FC United at home for a reason. If I just show you league table, so it's all tightened up now. We were 4 points clear, but South Shields have gone top on 25 points. Stalybridge Celtic, who have an awesome team, we're going to have a look at that in just a second, are level on points with us, and FC United are there in 5th, only 2 points behind. Stalybridge Celtic, like I was saying, mighty. I was going to get him up front, but Stalybridge beat us to his signature, which I was a bit gutted about, especially considering they only pay £180 per week. 11 goals, so he's the top goal scorer in the league. Great, I actually had him with my York save back in the day when I first started. He is an amazing player. How he's only got 1 goal, I will never know. And Ben Chemis, I've seen him a number of times, a really high standard player. So Stalybridge, a brilliant team. We're away from home against them after the FC United game. So they're both going to be huge. Now, as you can see, part of the issue is the goals drying up. We didn't score in 3 games in the league. Massive concern for me. If you have a quick look at McNall, he scored in the first couple of games. I think he had 3 goals from 2 or 3 games and a few assists. Since then, he's been awful, in all honesty. Absolutely terrible. And his current ability, star rating, has dropped as well. So the scouts and coaching staff obviously don't know what they're talking about. To try and address the issue, I've gone out and brought out 2 players on loan. Yonsian, he's on loan from Salford City, I believe. That's probably our 3rd player on loan from the club. He's got good pace, reasonable finishing. I think he'll be a decent all-round striker to come off the bench. But the big man, the main signing, is Mario Tinta. He's on loan from Lejeans in Spain. He's fast, he can finish, he can dribble, he's got a good first touch and he can head. So a real good all-rounder there. And then the other thing of note was injuries. We had to deal with 3 in total. James Walshaw, the backup striker, ended up out, and he was playing pretty well before that, off the bench in fairness. We also had Brooksby injured. Now this was for 2 months, so it was a bit more major, so we had no cover for that left wing. He's now back from that 2-month injury. And the final one was to Thompson, who was on loan, and our backup right winger, which put a lot more pressure on Glyn. Right, enough dilly-dallying, let's get into the game itself. So they got Orwell Abbey up front, bit of pace there, decent finishing, and Linney. So yeah, nothing too exciting there. I think Mark Potts is good though, isn't he? Oh, it's Michael Potts. What am I talking about? Shut up, Darren, shut up. Right, let's jump into the game anyway. We can look at the squad all day long, it ain't going to make a difference. Let's try and get the morale up, tell them they can all make the difference. Corner, Dawson taking it. Ascenso. Ooh, Akuma could not finish. Unlucky. I'm a little bit nervous because if we lose this, FC United and Manchester not only go above us, but will be 4 games into a losing run. In the league, that is. Not ideal at all. As Tinty brings it forward. Coulson. Hegarty, the right back. What can he do? He cannot score. Right, it's got a book in there for Akuma. We better tell him to ease off the tackles. It's another corner. It's a throw-in, sorry. Scullion. Easy for the keeper. They're moving the ball around, not wasting it like we were. But Hamilton's got it. He's got the speed. Can he find the end product? Hamilton. Straight into the hands of Belford. The clock's ticking down, boys. It's 31 minutes and we've got a free kick. Now, I can tell you, Coulson is good from set pieces, and that is precisely what I'm talking about. Great goal. What a finish. Top corner. And just when we need him, the main man, Coulson, scores his 10th goal of the season. That brings us up to top spot for the time being, but Potts is hanging over the ball, and I bet we're giving away a penalty there. Have we? Yeah, we have. They haven't had a shot all game, and we've just gifted them a penalty from a bloody free kick. Well, that's frustrating, isn't it? Right, okay. Going to be a big team talk at half time. I'm going to have to get these lads riled up. Looks like we're just waiting for the half time whistle here. Come on, boys. What are you doing? Scullion moving the ball forward. Seconds remaining. Tinty. And it's through to Hamilton, who is offside. No, it's a penalty. It's a penalty, lads. I think it should be Coulson taking it, in theory. Yep, it's Coulson, the club legend. Last at the club in 1998. just before we went out of business, and Coulson scores his 11th goal of the season. What a leg end. It's all happening. All happening. Dawson in, and is that allowed or is it not? Watson, no, disallowed. Offside, apparently. Not going to watch that replay. Right, we're into half time, boys, so let's just say we appreciate the efforts. We need to get that morale up. It's looking a little bit yellow at the moment, and that's not what we want. We've got a big game coming up against Stalybridge away, so I'm going to have to start thinking about resting some players, but I have to get the victory here first. We can't be going into that game having thrown away 3 points against a team just below us. Now remember, you only get promoted in top spot in the 7th tier of English football. Ah, my God, that would have been a fantastic goal. Yeah, so a top spot is what gets you promoted. The next 4 are into playoffs, so it's going to be a tight season. Like I've said before, Stalybridge are a cracking team. They are going to be very hard to overthrow. Don't screw this up. Senso picks the ball up, moves it out wide to Hegarty. Not to mention South Shields are a good team as well. Hegarty works it out wide to Scullion. Finds Hamilton, the main man. Oh, Glynn, get it in, shoot. Tinty, yes, he scored. 3-1, get in there. Oh, we needed that. We needed that. Right, now is the time to get Tinty rested for next game. He's had a good one. I think we better have Hamilton off as well because he is absolutely key. And I think it's either Dawson or Glynn that I should be resting, and I think I'm going to rest Glynn. I always find it really funny calling him that because I actually work with someone called Glynn, and if you saw him, you would know why. He does not look anything like a footballer. Ascenso to Coulson. Brooksby off the bench, gets the ball forward. Thompson off the bench as well, in the box to Coulson as Dawson doesn't complete the wonder move. Thompson picks up the ball. Dilly-dallies around, but brings it back. Hegarty from right back. Just hit it, Hegarty. Right, we're still 3-1 up. We've had 27 shots, 11 of which were on target. And we've got a free kick with Coulson standing over it. Oh, wow. Pick that one out of the top drawer. Coulson. Michael Coulson. What a player. 12th goal of the season. And just look at that. Keeper got a hand to it, but it's not enough. We'll have a look at his profile before we finish this episode. I want to double check what his technique is, because that's 2 amazing free kicks we've seen now in the live com. As Coulson's through for his hat-trick. Oh, he's offside. He's offside, guys. Unlucky. Michael Coulson almost bagged the most unbelievable hat-trick. That would have been fantastic. 15 minutes left. Let's see it out. Come on. Hegarty with the ball. In fact, goal difference could make a difference this season. He should have had it. Coulson should have had his hat-trick today. 3 clear-cut chances. 35 shots we've had now. Against a team that's... I think they were 5th, weren't they? Were they 5th? Well, they're not anymore, but they were 5th. They were only a few points behind us as well. So this is a good result. Going into the Stalybridge game away from home... Hopefully, this will help with the morale. As the full-time whistle goes, that is a brilliant result. Coulson actually did get his hat-trick, sorry, I'm talking crap. He did get his hat-trick, brilliant. And Tint got on the score sheet as well. We ended up bringing him off to get him rested up. Now, my only worry is Coulson's going to be shattered, isn't he? Because he's getting on, he's 31 now. He might be a bit tired for the Stalybridge game. Either way, I still think we're going to have to play him. Let's have a quick look at him, actually. Yeah, so 10 for technique, free kicks are 10, long shots are 10. He's just a freaking great player all round, isn't he? I mean, those physicals will start dropping very soon, but I think he's brilliant. Bit of personal touch there as well, to be fair, but there you go. And we're going to be signing off for the episode, top of the league, with 3 losses, unfortunately. Very unlucky to have those. Coulson's top goal scorer in the league now, with the best average rating. Alongside Dawson, actually, who's done well from deep line playmaker. And I think next episode we'll probably pick up maybe we'll see what happens in the FA Cup. If we go on a bit of FA Cup run, we might come back earlier. But I'm thinking we need to get through some of these games here, maybe come back around the December time. But like I say, we'll see what happens with the fixtures. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Just one match for today because there was a lot to catch up on. But episode 4, we might do a double live com. So I hope to see you then. Please do subscribe if you want to see more of it, and click the bell to make sure you're alerted when new episodes go live. And if you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Jump in the chat. Let me know what you think of the team, the save in general, anything you do, anything you'd recommend on the tactics side. I would love to get some interaction going on the save. Right, chaps, I've bored you enough. I'll sign off at that. Ta-ra.